61 News.
Today's April 14th, 1865, and as you all know, we've reached the closing of the Great American Civil War. Let's take a moment of silence to recognize the loved ones lost in this tragic event. Thank you. During the 4 years that the Civil War has been affecting this country, we have lost 620,000 of our closest friends and family. 364,511 of them were Union soldiers, and 260,000 were Confederate soldiers.
Last week on April 9th, Confederate General Robert E. Lee sent a message to Union General Ulysses S. Grant of his willingness to surrender. The two met in the parlor of the William McLean House at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Lee asked Grant the terms of the surrender, and Grant hurriedly wrote them out. All officers and men were pardoned, and they were to be sent home with their private property intact. Officers would keep their weapons, and Lee's starving men would be given Union rations. Grant's final words to his men were, "The war is over. The rebels are our countrymen again."
Here's a clip of a fellow news anchor, Caitlin Winling, who reported to the scene of the surrender.
Hello, my name is Caitlin Winling, and I am at the scene of the surrender at Appomattox Courthouse in Virginia, where Grant and Lee are about to meet up.
Reports that President Lincoln has been shot at Ford's Theater. Let's cut to Jen, who is watching the play.
Yeah.
Go.
Did you see the play? It was really good, wasn't it?
Yes. Oh, yes. Here I am at the scene of Lincoln's assassination. Over here we have our director of the play. Let's see what she has to say.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Do you know what you were doing during the event of his assassination?
Yeah, actually, I was backstage with the actors, and we were getting ready for scene 2. And that's when we heard the gunshot. We ran out, and we saw the crowd scattering and panic. And that's when I happened to look down and see Mr. Lincoln on the floor bleeding out.
Do you have any insight on who might have done this event?
Actually, yeah, I have suspicions that it might have been John Wilkes Booth. We were grateful that he attended our play, but he was acting very weird with Mr. Lincoln. He was following him around and watching to see where he sat at during the play.
Okay, thank you. Back to
After this short commercial break, we'll cut to Meredy, who's interviewing civilians from the North and the South, as well as Mrs. Lincoln. We'll see their thoughts and opinions about Lincoln's assassination after just a few minutes.
Hi, y'all. I'm Caitlin Winling, and I'm here to tell you about Winland's barbed wire. This is the sturdiest barbed wire you're going to find south of the Mason-Dixon. This can keep anything in, from slaves to cattle. I mean, anything, top of the line. You're not going to find any better quality than this, folks, and all for a reasonable price.
Here I am with Jennifer Williams, a resident of New York City. She was an actor in the play that happened during the Lincoln assassination. Jennifer, what are your thoughts?
Well, Lincoln, he was such a great guy. Like, he did all these influential things to help these slaves in the South. And, you know, it just breaks my heart that someone would assassinate him like the way that they did. Sorry.
I am here with Caitlin Winling, who I found outside of Ford's Theater praising John Wilkes Booth. Caitlin, what are your insights?
It's about damn time somebody did that. Just did the whole world a favor. He had to go. There's no other option. He's tearing the country apart. He's ruining our way of living. And it's ridiculous. Hopefully the South will rise again now.
I am here with Mrs. Lincoln. Mrs. Lincoln, what are your thoughts?
I'm at a loss of words right now. It's just so hard to talk about it. He died right in front of me, and I feel like I've lost everything, and it's just really tragic, and I hope they find who did this to him.
Thousands of tears later.
Hello. Welcome to Channel 61 News.
Today's April 25th, 1865.
Now let's cut to Sydney with this week's weather.
Hi, this is Sydney Willett reporting this week's weather. Sunday, April 16th, we have cloudy with a peak of sun. Monday, April 17th, a sunny, beautiful day. Tuesday, April 18th, a rainy, gloomy day, so wear your coats. Wednesday, April 19th, sunny with a chance of cloudiness. Thursday, April 20th, a sunny, bright day once again. And Friday, April 21st, may we have a moment of silence for our lost president. It's a very stormy day. Saturday, April 22nd, is a sunny day. Thank you.
In recent events, we have discovered that John Wilkes Booth killed President Lincoln on the night of April 14, 1865. Booth planned to assassinate Vice President Andrew Johnson and Secretary of State William Seward. As many of us know, Booth was a very famous actor from Maryland and was very near and dear to many of us. It is shocking that he would commit such an act.
They haven't been used in such a long time. Let's check in there.
Go to hell, John Wilkes Booth! Burn down!
Yeah, boys! Out here. Let's go. Hey, there he is! Get back here, you son of a gun! Bam! I got him! That's right. Oh no! Hey, you quit running there! Finally got him, Jen. Oh yeah. You'll never get me. Oh, you're gonna die. Hell, bastards! Shut up. Die one of these days. We all are. For all your crimes. Oh, we hate you, John Wilkes Booth. I hate you. Go. Ugh, let's just throw her on the porch. Stay right here. Do not move. Or we will shoot you. Do not move.
At 7:22 a.m. on April 15th. He was attended to immediately by doctors in the audience and was taken across the street to William Pennison's house. Several of Lincoln's cabinet members and physicians came to visit Lincoln in his time of pain.
Lincoln's funeral will be held on May 4, 1865. He will be buried in his hometown, Springfield, Illinois. Lincoln will be carried on the Lincoln Special, and the train will stop in many cities so citizens can pay their respects. It is expected that 300 of Lincoln's colleagues and closest friends will accompany him on the 1,654-mile journey.
Oh, my dear husband.
Thank you. Thanks for paying your respects.
Watching Channel 61 News.